Hello guys, it's Stock Trader Max here and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be talking primarily about PayPal, which of course is my largest position that I have in my portfolio. For those who are new to my channel, then you should know that my holding of PayPal represents a $657,000 position, which is currently down $25,000. In other words, I'm down 3.81% as my average buy-in entry point was $65.50. So as I just mentioned, $657,000 invested into PayPal, and today we're just going to kind of be going over some of the technicals that's been happening with the PayPal stock as of recent, because as many of you know, last Tuesday PayPal reported earnings. If you haven't had a chance yet, then make sure you go and check out one of my previous videos that I posted, which is this one, PayPal reports strong Q1 earnings, $100 incoming. Definitely go and check that out before you continue watching this video, because today we're going to be talking about what's happened since PayPal has reported earnings, and it hasn't been great. You know, we of course opened up as high as $70.64, which was the highest prices that we saw dating back to August. But since then, we have fallen approximately 10%, or let's say 11%, give or take 0.15%. And many investors or traders, whichever one you are starting to freak out. And my purpose of creating this YouTube channel as well as my X account is to try and encourage traders or investors to just calm down, take your emotions out of the equation, and let's just take a step back. If in doubt, zoom out and just look at the bigger picture. As so many investors here right now, like what I've been posting on my X, for example, so many people have been saying, you know, I'm done with this stock. I've held it for over a year. It's done nothing. I'm losing money. This video, I'm trying to aim to kind of change your perspective on the stock. So stock's down around 11% since reporting earnings, but guess what? It's nothing really to do with PayPal. It's just kind of been a theme in the market. We saw Robinhood, for example, they reported possibly the strongest earnings that they've reported so far since they went public as a company, bringing in a total of $11 billion in assets. The stock popped initially 5% before ending the session in negative territory. I think at the end of the day, down around 3%. And then of course, late on Friday, it also continued its fall. And in fact, since that post-earnings pop, we've now seen a 16.5% decline in the Robinhood stock. Another great name, very similar to PayPal, is Square. Square again, you know, very similar to PayPal. I think that stock popped 7% after reporting earnings, and since then, the stock has also fallen roughly 7%. So it's just a theme in the market right now. Stocks are reporting earnings. The stock is jumping higher before selling off. Another great example of this is Microsoft. We saw Microsoft do it. We saw Google do it. You know, Google was up 50, I think it was like 13-14% the next day, and now that's now negative since reporting earnings. So it's just a theme in the market, and I don't think it's anything to do personally with PayPal. Now, what I want to start by doing is kind of looking at the bigger picture here. Let's just zoom out and see the past 3 years here for PayPal. This pretty much takes us all the way back to March 2022. So the past 2 years and 2 months of PayPal stock performance. And as you can see, we've been in a very slow downtrend. You may have heard me say earlier on during today's video that the majority of the comments that I get on my PayPal posts over on X is, Max, I've been holding PayPal for over 1 year. It sucks. Now, what I want to do is quickly divide PayPal to back until August 2023. And I'm going to put this box as a red color, and then I'm going to open another box here and I'm going to put it into a green color. And you might be thinking, well, Max, why is one box red and the other box is green? And in my own humble opinion, if you bought in this red box, it possibly wasn't the best time to buy. And I think that the stock chart, now looking at it, kind of validates that. And the reason being is because that was when Dan was still in charge. For those who are unfamiliar with Dan used to be the old CEO. And in my opinion, he was asleep at the wheel. He allowed competitors such as Apple Pay and Google Pay to eat PayPal's lunch. And the stock, although it was very cheap, and I do believe that the majority of you right now who bought PayPal during this red box time frame, you probably bought it because it was fundamentally a very undervalued stock, and you were right in that analysis. However, the fundamentals hadn't changed, meaning Dan was still at the wheel, and you know, that was not obviously a good thing. And as I just mentioned, the stock chart definitely projects that. And then what happened in August? It was announced that PayPal would be replacing Dan as CEO and bringing in Alex Chriss from Intuit. And as you can see, we pretty much bottomed here. In my own humble opinion, I do believe that $50 is the floor for PayPal. And since Alex has taken charge, which was back in October 2023, we started to break out here. In fact, we're breaking out of this downtrend, and that's what I kind of want you to focus on. You may have been a buyer of PayPal back in 2022, but as I mentioned, the fundamentals hadn't really changed. You probably bought the company just because it was an undervalued company, when now if you're a buyer within this green box, the fundamentals have changed. You're buying an extremely undervalued company with a change in fundamentals. And if we just look at like the bigger picture here, PayPal is breaking out. Okay, it's down at 11% since it reported earnings. If we look on the daily chart, for example, we're still trading very nicely within this uptrend. We've briefly broken below the 50 and the 200-day EMA, which is not a good sign, but guess what? We have lots of support underneath at roughly $62 a share, which in my own humble opinion, I do believe that this area is going to hold. And if we can see a bounce here and a break back above the 50 and 200-day EMA, the sentiment will change drastically for PayPal, and all of a sudden people will be coming out on X saying, oh my god, PayPal's about to go back towards $70 a share. So that's exactly what I am kind of looking for here for PayPal, is going into next week a bounce off this trend line and then a move higher above the 50 and 200-day EMA, which in my opinion would likely confirm a move back up towards $70 in a very short period of time. Now, of course, it's only fair that if I cover the bullish side of PayPal, it should be fair that I also cover the bearish side. And if we were to break below this uptrend, then that is not going to be great for the PayPal stock. And that's when I think you really have to ask yourself, am I a trader, am I a swing trader, or am I an investor? Now, I myself, personally, I'm an investor. I plan on holding PayPal until the end of this year and maybe throughout 2026. So if we were to break this minor uptrend that we've been forming since October 2023, I wouldn't be a seller. In fact, I would look for support around $57, $58 a share because this is an area where we had found support in previous months of trading. And of course, if we broke below that area of support, then I think it's highly likely that we fall down towards 50. But what's really important to not forget here, team, is that PayPal have been authorized to buy up to $10.7 billion worth of their own stock. And we heard from Alex and Jamie Miller, the CFO of PayPal, that they bought back only $1.5 billion in the first quarter. So that means that there's still roughly around $9 billion where PayPal could come and buy back their own stock. So that represents roughly 15% of the overall company, and that kind of puts a safety cushion under this stock. This is an area where I do believe the PayPal management team will come out and authorize a significant amount of buybacks, which basically means that this investment here in PayPal offers very little risk but a lot of upside, because it's easy to forget that it was only a few months ago it was only a few years ago when PayPal was trading all the way up at $310 a share. So I really like the setup here for PayPal. This is what this is what I really look for when making a long-term investment. I'm looking for a stock which offers very little risk with a lot of potential return, and PayPal ticks all of the boxes here, especially with the the roughly $11 billion in authorized buybacks, which offers that safety protection. And again, if we just zoom out, if in doubt, zoom out. As I always say, the weekly chart, we're still trading very comfortably within this uptrend. And then if we also look at the monthly chart as well, we haven't broken any trends here. We're still trading comfortably in a nice uptrend. And in fact, if I just show you the bullish divergence that we're seeing here, if I just add the RSI, for example, and let me just get rid of that, make it a bit prettier. Here we go. Look at the bullish divergence that we've got here. We've had an RSI that's been moving higher and higher and higher. However, we've had a stock price that's been moving lower and lower and lower. And as the RSI likely tells us, is that this stock is destined to move higher with with regards to this bullish divergence. So I really like the setup here. I just wanted to come onto YouTube today and just kind of let you all know that, try and take your emotions out of the equation here. I know that it's very, very frustrating when you see a stock like PayPal trading lower and lower and lower day after day. But, the medium and longer term projection here is still higher. We're still trading within an uptrend. So if you don't already follow me, guys, on X, then make sure you visit my X page, StockTrader_Max. I post content on here almost daily, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, where I share with you my personal opinion on PayPal and keep you all up to date. And also, guys, if any of you would like to copy my trades and of course receive my macro research that I post daily prior to the US markets opening, then make sure you visit my website, dailymarketmovements.com. The website link is in the description of today's video, and that will give you access to my Telegram group chat for a very small fee of $29. So if you like my work, if you like my videos that I post here on YouTube, then make sure you join dailymarketmovements.com. But thank you very much for watching today's video. As I've mentioned, don't get too disheartened by PayPal's recent price movement since they reported Q1. The numbers were very strong. And as the old saying goes on Wall Street, stocks typically follow their earnings. So with that being the case, PayPal's earnings are still sky high, at record highs in fact. I do expect us to see a bounce here off these record low stock prices that PayPal's currently offering. So yeah, stay patient guys, but thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll update you in a few days' time.